She's looking at me going, too long. Come now. I'm like, I'm trying. I mean, I can't piss if my brother's on the same floor as me at this age. She's yelling at me right here going, you come now, too long. I'm fucking trying.
Welcome to This Is Not Happening. I'm your host, Roy Wood Jr. Now, tonight's episode, it's not for the faint of heart. In fact, you might even want to cover your ears. Because tonight, it's about to get filthy, dirty, maybe just a little purdy. It's about to get freaky, nasty, gonna make you wanna touch yourself. I'm talking about smut, talking about sluts, talking about putting stuff in your butts. It's gonna get icky, tricky, it's about to get a little sticky. If you think you can't play ball, stick around. It's about to go down, let's talk about hell. Yeah, taking it from behind. Dicks and tits and balls and clits and assholes everywhere. Let me hear you say, take, masturbate, snail trail, Dutch oven, here comes the shotgun, golden shower, chocolate cha-cha, Russian trombone, girl on guy, just don't get it in your eye. Here we go, yeah, girl. With the star of the series, Delco proper, this is Tommy Pope.
My dad has night terrors. Real fucking deal, too. Night terrors is when you yell in your sleep for no goddamn reason. Oh. 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 Coming from my parents' bedroom. No. My entire childhood. Like a drunk ghost. But my mother only recently told us. I don't know. Recently, at a family party, she's talking to one of my fat aunts. All of my aunts are built for winter. Let's. Out of nowhere, she points. She goes, "Tom, your father has night terrors." I was like, "What?" Then she tells me what they are, and I was like, "Do you realize for like 30 fucking years, I thought Dad was just a passionate lover, just coming from his heels every night, like, whoa, whoa." Every time I'd hear his death rattle from the bedroom, like, I guess we're getting another little brother. And I was 6, I was always wondering about sex, so I was like, I'm going in! Charged down the hallway, and it's building up. I jammed the door open. My mother, stiff as a board, already looking directly at me, wide awake, like she was fucking waiting for my arrival. My dad's going, oh. She very calmly says, go back to sleep, hon. And I was like, well, I'll never truly sleep again. Do you realize for years that's how I thought sex worked? The man just lays on his back, fist fighting the night, like, and the woman guards the door for intruders, like a fucking bridge troll going, go back to sleep. That's how I first learned about sex. My whole family's fucked up. Whole family is fucked up. Crazy, real crazy, like the real kind. Mental disorders, drug addiction, alcoholism, abuse, violence, partying, sex. And one night, all of these things happened at once. I got 2 older brothers. My middle brother, Brian, got kicked out of Texas A&M for hitting some dude over the face with a pool stick in a bar fight. My oldest brother's bipolar. That's like being in a bar fight every night. With yourself. But I convinced myself, I'm different, you're different. Then I got older, I'm like, you gotta be just like them because we all fell out of my mom's saloon doors. I gotta be next, right? Just waiting for the old crazy switch to click the fuck on. My brother used to throw the wildest parties, the oldest brother. And coming out The morning after one of his parties was like coming out from an underground bunker after a tornado hits. There's just debris everywhere, and you're whistling for a dog that you know in your heart is not there. And one night, I was 15 years old. I was a sophomore in high school, and Steve was 21. My parents decided we were finally old enough that they can go on vacation for the very first time. We're mature enough. My brother took this opportunity to gain my parents' trust, and he threw his biggest fucking banger yet. Plastic on the carpets. There was a keg in every room. There was a nitrous tank in the kitchen. His friends were huffing nitrous out of my mother's blue nursing surgical gloves. But this party was big for me, too. This meant Kristen could sleep over for the first time. I'm 15. That's a big fucking deal. You know? When you're 15, any touch is a good touch. If I grazed the pillowcase at 15, I'm like, I'm up now. I am up. I wasn't a virgin in high school, but I got laid in high school the way white people eat Indian food. Once a year, but you don't shut the fuck up about it for 6 months. So Kristen and I finally get to my parents' house, and it's mom. There's kids on the lawn, kids in the driveway, kids on the back deck, and I'm scared for the first time to walk in my own place, my own house. I grab her, I'm like, stay close. These people are animals. But I'm not like them. I walk in the door. I'm greeted by the ugliest man I've ever seen in my life. He's 20 years old, already balding, redheaded with a lazy eye. Let that sink in. God was clearly hungover the day he made this fucking monster. It's like he went to get to the second eye and was like... Puts his hand on me, he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm like, I live here. Nobody believes us because we're so young, so now I'm pointing at portraits on the wall. Like, that's fucking me. And here we are at Disneyland with my parents who I'll call if you keep fucking with me. I finally find my brother in the kitchen, bent over the stove with all 4 burners on full blast. He picks his head up. He's got a cigarette in his mouth that's somehow lit in the middle and burning in both directions like a Wile E. Coyote TNT wick. His eyebrows and his goatee completely singed. So now the kitchen smells like nitrous and fucking burnt hair. And his first comment, he goes, fuck are you doing here? I'm like, I fucking live here! I grab her by the arm, I'm like, let's go upstairs. And I just want to cozy into my dry humping station. And then minutes in, all you hear is, fuck! Go away! And they just kept banging and banging and banging because everybody else is looking for their own sex station. So I spent the rest of the night cuddling her, telling her I'm different, and protecting the door from intruders like my mother did. And that's where the story should have ended. But like I said, my brothers are animals. So a couple hours later, I get woken up by my brother's best friend, Das, who's also my landscaping boss. White trash. Das shakes me, he's like, get up. Looks at her, he's like, it's okay. We're just gonna take him downstairs real quick. We'll be right back. I know this is not true. We walk down the steps, go right out the front door. The landscaping truck is already running in the driveway. The cab is packed. And I'm like, I got nowhere to go. He's like, lay in the back, keep your head down. If you pick it up, we'll get pulled over by the cops. Dude from the cab's like, get in, pussy, we're getting Asian. And in my head, I'm like, why don't we get it delivered? But I do the thing when you're 15, you just curse unnecessarily and you just play along. I'm like, well, fuck you. You're the one, you're getting delivered, you piece of shit. And I just jump in. I'm in between 2 weed whackers and a gas can. He pulls out, he's going quickly 60 miles an hour down side streets, and I start mapping out my route, because that's what they tell you to do when you get kidnapped. You gotta map out your fucking route. So I'm like, okay, we're taking a left on Marshall Road. That's a right on State. Why are we getting on the highway? Why are we getting on 95? 30 minutes of hell later, we pull into this small little back alley in Center City, Philadelphia. I get out, I got leaves in my hair, there's just a little flickering light, a box window, and a camera pointing straight down. This is 1996. Banks didn't have cameras outside. So I'm like, oh, this is where bad shit happens. So I'm like, hey guys, I thought we were getting Asian. And one guy's like, we are. And they all start laughing. And so I started laughing too. I was like, still not getting it. And like synchronized drunks, 6 heads just point right at the camera. And all you hear is, door opens, 3 feet, another door, another camera. And I'm like, how fucking hard is it to get General Tso's in this goddamn city? This time all you hear is, you cop? And I'm like, no, I'm a sophomore. One dude shakes his head, all he hears, door opens. This time it's a staircase. At the top of the staircase is this jacked Asian dude, also before steroids. This man earned this fucking muscle in a Cambodian prison. I don't know where he found it. And he had a gun obnoxiously hanging out of his belt, like absurdly. You know when you see a terrible porn movie and the guy's delivering a pizza with his dick out? He's like, anybody order extra pepperoni? We knew what was going on, but we walk up the steps. I look around, there's about 30 to 50 Asian women in lingerie. Some holding trays of beer, some with their tits out like they're checking the weather. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the Washy Wash. The Washy Wash is an infamous whorehouse in Philadelphia. This is the Fenway Park of pussy. But you have to be invited here. You have to be invited by the animals. The animals are letting me in their cage. I'm being made into an animal. And then it hits me, I'm gonna have to have sex with a professional. And I don't even masturbate like an amateur. My head's like, dude, you don't have to do this. My legs are like, stairs are right there, just walk down. And my penis is like, why don't we just see what happens first? One dude goes, I want that one. He points at the only clothed old woman in the whole place. That's the mama son. That's like having your selection from any multicolored Lamborghini and be like, yeah, you guys got a Ford Taurus with no tires? I mean old, she looked like a stack of mushrooms. Like, just behind her, 10 beautiful women line up. This woman gets out of line, grabs my hand, probably because I was 15. She's like, this kid's gonna come first. We'll end both of our nightmares. Starts walking me down the hallway, and I'm looking back like a toddler on his first day of preschool, like, I don't wanna go, because I'm 15 and shitting myself. And as I'm walking down the hallway this way, coming this way, are grown-ass men, twice my age, naked in towels. But they're not towels, they're like dish towels. You know what I mean? Like bar napkins. So every like third or fourth step, you just see a hammer. Just a hammer would fly out. Imagine Snuffleupagus trying to close a shower curtain. So then she throws me into the room. She gets right to business. Right on top, she puts my hands directly on her plastic Barbie doll breasts. And she jumps into cheat code 1, which is moaning, because she knows that shit'll work. And it would normally. But her moan was ridiculous. Her moan just went, ooh, 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 ooh. It sounded like the last puff of an air horn in like a track meet. Like, Ken, this one's dead. We need another one. She knows it's not working. She flips me over. Now I'm on top. She jumps into cheat code 2, complimentary mode. She's like, why are you so big? You play football? I'm like, I'm 5'6". I'm like 80 fucking pounds. I smell like grass. I know you smell the grass. It's in my teeth. I know what she's doing. But I looked her directly in the eyes, and I was like, yeah, I'm a quarterback. And then she starts looking in the corner. And every time she looks in the corner, I look in the corner because I don't know what fucking lurks in the corners of this place. And but she's looking at the clock. She's trying to end this. So every time she looks at the clock, I look at the clock. But when I look at the clock, I got to reboot the system. I found my cheat code. It's a do not come cheat code. So I'm just going up, down, left, right, look at the clock. Up, down, left, right, look at the clock. I'm fucking crushing it. All of a sudden, down the hallway, all you hear is, fucking not again. This time, all you hear is, get out! Get out! The guy's like, I paid! Get out! I paid! Turns out the guy who was trying to pick out the mama's son used a fake credit card, and now they're rounding us all up. Door by door, closer and closer. She's looking at me going, too long, come now. I'm like, I'm trying! She's like, too long, come now. I'm like, I'm trying! I mean, I can't piss if my brother's on the same floor as me at this age. She's yelling at me right here, going, you come now, too long. I'm fucking trying. Shit myself. Door after door. Get out, come now, get out, come now. I'm just on the fucking home stretch. Gets to my door. Door flips open, she dismounts. Look, I've seen the Olympics. I've never seen a move like this before. She rolled off of me completely nude, came back up fully clothed. Just and then disappears into the little light in between the steroid guy and his gun in the doorway. and I can't hear shit. You know when you watch like a war movie and there's a beach blast, it's like, poof, and the guy's looking around for his arm like, well, that's how I was looking for my pants, like, I sit down, my heart's beating out of my chest. I could see the dude just waiting for me. And he picks his gun up, he's like, you have 15 minutes. He shuts the door. I'm scared. My hearing comes back down the hallway. Fucking mayhem. I don't even know how to get out of this place. I got no exit. I'm frustrated because I've been rubbing genitals with strange women for 8 straight hours. And I have anxiety through the roof, but I know how to get rid of anxiety at that age. So I look at myself in the mirror, and for the first time in that night, I know exactly what to do. I turn away from my own reflection, and I feverishly masturbate. Like the father of 10 at a water park bathroom. Sorry. And then shit changed. I was different. I was lighter. I was different. I was a different person. Lighter on the feet, lighter on the balls. I'm walking back down the hallway, winking at guys 3 times my age, like, have fun in there, kiddo. I get outside. All my brother's friends are waiting for me. You know that scene in Goodfellas when Henry Hill doesn't rat on his friends in front of the courthouse? And they're like, you did it! They offered me a seat in the cab, and I was like, no, I'll take the back. I didn't give a shit. I jumped in the back of that pickup truck like it was a fucking hot tub in Hawaii. Smiling ear to ear, looking at the moon like, oh! So anytime I hear someone say, yeah, my family's crazy, I'm like, oh yeah? So your first time available to sleep with a woman in high school, were you kidnapped? Thrown in the back of a pickup truck? Taken to a whorehouse? Manhandled by an Asian woman who screamed in your face to come while her pimp just banged on the door with the butt of a gun because your brother's best friend you created credit card fraud? So then you're forced to jerk off to your own dimly lit reflection like a vulture. Now you forever associate sex with fear and loneliness? Or do they just drink wine coolers and play Cards of Humanity? Thank you, guys.
Top 12, everybody.